How Art Has Broadened One Acupuncturist's Scope of Service by Li-Lan Hsiang Weiss. 2025, the year of the wood snake, heralded new collaborations and deepened existing relationships. Artistic opportunities presented themselves outside the realms of being a full-time acupuncturist, and it all feels connected to being of service and helping others. These opportunities have helped me reimagine and recreate how I connect with culturally diverse groups of people. Community art involvement was a sustaining theme throughout the year. The winter months started with art for a community garden that my goddaughter's mom invited me to. This beauty contrasted with a role play workshop to protect immigrant rights, manage the unknown, and resist ICE raid tactics. And yet, Polly Murray, whose childhood home in Durham has been renovated and is a center of inspiration for many working in the intersection of health, social, racial, and climate justice, reminds us that true emancipation lies in the acceptance of the whole past, in deriving strength from all roots, of which for them was biracial, in facing up to the degradation as well as the dignity of our ancestors. They help us remember the commitment it takes to reform systems of oppression and division, and how a mindful and diligent voice of truth and compassion sustain our movements. Spring brought Earth Day celebrations, and my husband's band reinstated our commitment to sharing music that builds bridges and not walls. Grateful for opportunities with the North Carolina Climate Justice Collective to share music at their first solar festival, as well as at their cultural advocacy presentations. This is our way of resisting as musicians. Spring and new growth is the perfect time to convene at CJC's Climate Justice Summit, a gathering where inspiration and community are palpable and ways of reimagining, recreating, reforming, and resisting are enthusiastically shared. I am grateful to have been invited to share Chinese movement practices for inner resilience and reflect on how Chinese medicine's worldview can help support a just recovery from human-caused climate disaster. Events don't always go as planned, as the first Festival of Joy in Villa de Leyva, Colombia, was postponed 2 days before it started. My husband and I were already there as presenters on the theme of deep listening as the key to true joy. The resilience of the organizers and strong family and community support allowed everyone to pivot and practice what we all came together for: how to experience joy in the face of hardships and unexpected changes. Summer is about love and connection. My love culture has soul, laughter, and community, all found in the CJC's Taproots Arts Residency, which I was delighted and nervous to be a part of. How can I contribute as an acupuncturist to a global movement on climate justice? Can my writing, influenced by Asian collectivistic thought, mindfulness, and cycles, help others reimagine a different way of thinking and being, and thus acting? Through my professional work, I have observed that personal healing is a creative process, and the creative process is healing for many. The joy of working together for a common cause, aided by the beauty of nature and the resident bald eagles as a reminder of inner strength, perseverance, and sharp vision, united us all. Summer is also about our close relationships. My godchildren withstood the Carolina summer heat at CJC's first solar festival and got to eat cookies made in solar ovens. They got to make art with a professional artist and bonded over K-pop bands. A local Chinese-American art exhibit on ancestry and stories of migration segued into a fall trip to where I am from and was born, Taiwan. It had been 7 years since I had returned to Taiwan. The natural flow of a more collectivistic way of being is refreshing. Ancestral honoring has always been the initial way to greet our family homes and temples. We ask for protection and care from our ancestors, as well as offer goodwill to them on their continued evolution. I feel fortunate that my parents and immediate family members have a strong Buddhist and Taoist practice, both personally as well as in community. Their teacher emphasizes various forms of health, exercise, art, education, cultural practices, ancestral wisdom teachings, in service to the growth of the community's minds and hearts. Back home in North Carolina, I started a year-long project in the summer with a Chinese-American artist exploring the intersection of Chinese dietetics and Taoist worldview through art and reflective poetry. We are bringing a seasonal zine and workshops to BIPOC circles, helping people use creativity as a portal to inner healing. This collaboration has felt very much in tune with the wish to bring deeper reflective practices to our community through beauty and art. Winter is a time of rest and respite, a time to slow down and reflect on what drives our inner urgency, of remembering the sun always rises and sets, that change is truth. Rest and embodied introspection is a radical endeavor. It resists the ego drive of our thoughts. It reforms our outdated ways of thinking. It helps one rest in the possibilities we imagine and thus recreate the world we see. It is a time to recommit to values of justice, peace, mindfulness, and patience, and tend to our role as stewards of our earth.